Om Shanti, and a very good morning from Abdin Hindu Temple in Stonywood. Today is Saturday, the 10th of September 2023. Now we're hearing a lot of sad news all over the world. Lots of loss of life in Morocco. The tensions continue in the Ukraine. The wildfires in Greece. The civil unrests in Gabon, and so on and so on and so on. You can continue listening all these terrible situations all over the world. And the first thing is to turn the mind and the intellect, which is the soul, the conscious soul, and direct it straight away to all those areas. And send good wishes, send hope, send strength, and just support the souls that are involved in these situations with your unlimited love, with your peace, and with your good wishes. And that in itself will have an amazing effect on how they themselves do not feel alone, do not feel forgotten. And even though there are difficult situations all around them, and some of them may be life-threatening, they themselves stay strong and resilient. And so the question arises, how do I stay resilient? How do I stay strong amidst the difficulties that each one of us may face? And because times are such that difficult situations can happen at any time. We've had the prolonged time of the pandemic, where we were very, at least in the UK, quite protected financially, safety, and so on. And now, what if anything happens where the government cannot stand in, help, and support that easily? What can I do for myself and for those around me? And as a spiritually awakened soul, the one whose third eye has opened and who can see the world around, just not in the physical form, which it will present itself anyway, but also with a spiritual awareness and perception and action. So if, for example, a house is collapsed, obviously the first thing is to try and find a way in helping people to come out of it. It might also mean to send help, to provide help. But then on a spiritual level, if I can stay cool, calm, and collected, if I can maintain my spiritual integrity fully, then I will immediately also help those. And also my presence and my availability to be of help to anybody who is in difficulty. Because as a human society, as a human community, we have to help each other. Because by helping each other, we are strong. We are as strong as our weakest link is. And it's very easy in the society that we're just living in, where there is a lot of individualism, There's separation, segregation. It's very easy that we become weak. And so let me keep my gate to weakness firm and strong, and look inside myself. And look inside myself and really understand, who am I? Who am I? Am I just this form, this body that keeps on changing as it ages and is not the same as it was 20 years ago? Who am I? Who am I going to be? Who am I? I will still be the same one. I'm the same one my mother held in her arms. I'm the same one that is standing here. And I will be the same one in future times to come. So there is one part in myself that is imperishable, that is constant. And yes, there's my body, my vehicle, that goes through its transition and also slowly comes to its full length, its full time. So my body is not permanent, and as much as I try to keep it healthy, as much as medicine supports us in, managing to stay alive and stay well, it has got its beginning, its middle, and its end. Whereas for the soul will continue. The soul will move through this body, it will come into this body when the baby is in the mother's womb, at around 12 to 20 weeks, also the time when the mother feels quickening, which in a way it's not so much the movement, but it's the awareness of something else being in there. And that's also the light that sometimes is seen around pregnant women. So when the soul of the baby comes into the physical form, it incarnates. There's a light force, there's an awareness that is felt at that time. And this soul is that part that will decide, is that part that sees. It's not the eyes that see, but it's the consciousness that is able to see and to differentiate. The intellect, it can see and discriminate what it is that we're seeing. Otherwise, the eyes are just organs, but they need to be appreciated, they need to be understood. And it is the soul that understands everything. It's the soul that is the life force. But it's also the soul that can communicate. It can communicate by using the mouth and the throat and the air that's going through the throat to make a sound like I'm doing just now. But it also can communicate in a very subtle way, in a way that can only be perceived, but cannot be measured so easily. And so the soul also has an expression by itself that goes beyond the body. And so the soul can communicate with other souls, with other sentient beings in its vicinity, but also beyond my immediate surroundings. The soul can communicate with other souls that are far away. And so, although we're here in Aberdeen, we can connect and communicate with those souls who are under distress and give them hope, give them strength, give them patience, that help is on its way. But how would I, when I'm in that situation, respond? How would I say, I'm in a space that is very small and maybe I've also been injured, and I am alone, or maybe there are others around me that are not alive. And so, how do I maintain that strength in myself and that resilience? Is one not having any desires? But obviously, we need to look after this body and we will try to stay alive. But really, to understand and get subtle sustenance, subtle help at this very moment. And for this, also in any other moment during any usual routine day or night. So, first of all, there is a method. So, first, become peaceful. Even though your heart is racing and there is fear and there's worry and there's maybe pain, but take a nice deep breath and become aware that you are a soul, a being of light, and that whatever would happen to this body, you, the soul, will continue no matter what. You will continue, perhaps in another body, perhaps in this body, but you are impermanent, you are permanent, you are eternal, you are a child of the divine, and the divine is a soul, the supreme soul, the supreme father, the supreme teacher, who is in a land beyond sound, in a land beyond the physical elements, in a place of absolute peace and quiet and beauty, where there is that feeling of not needing anything, of being fulfilled in all ways, to feel safe. And when I communicate with that supreme soul, even in a very simple and very light way, just a simple, small connection, what happens is that a shower of love, a shower of peace, a shower of strength and support comes onto me and fills me with strength, fills me with resilience. And then I can continue. I can develop amazing strength. And it may be in my karma that I continue. It may be my karma that I do not continue in this physical body. But I will make myself strong. I will make myself resilient. And I will possibly give others that same opportunity. And, prepare myself for whatever it is. Find a way to move forward in whatever way, be it in a soul form or an incarnated physical form. And so we always have options, even if the situation seems that there are no options. We still have options. We still have opportunities. And we should never close ourselves to anything and find that we are in total darkness. Because the moment I connect with the Supreme, the moment I become strong in myself, that moment I actually develop and share an energy of opportunity that may or may not help me, but may or may not or may help others. And that energy of positivity gives strength, whatever it is. So do not think that going into a stage of peace and silence, of listening, of communicating with the divine, and of sharing that energy with the world has little place or power. It is extremely powerful, and it can, in inverted commas, move mountains. So please use this time to help those who are in difficulty at this time. So let's go into that state of awareness of I, the soul, the being of light. So sit comfortably with your feet on the floor, your hands on your lap. Try to move as little as possible and slowly relax your body from your feet, up your legs, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, your stomach, your chest, your hands, your arms, and lower arms, upper arms, your shoulders, your neck, your face. Become silent inside and become aware how there is a point of light, a point of consciousness and awareness in the center of your forehead, the seat of the soul, the being of light, the eternal one, the one who has incarnated into your body at this time. And now, in this awareness of I, the soul, the being of light, the diamond, the light, the consciousness in the center of my forehead, raise your energy to the divine in a space beyond time, beyond the physical world, a space that is unlimited and is the residence of all us souls. Being of light, so powerful, so beautiful, so complete, not lacking anything. You become light, you're double light. You're beyond fear, beyond concern. And you just exudate love and peace, wisdom, purity, and happiness. You're grounded in that experience. The body is detached from you. You're not attracted by any vices, by lust, ego, anger, greed, attachment. When they come up, transform them immediately into the core qualities of the soul. So lust into love, unlimited love, a love that is not requiring any response or any return. Anger that is cooled down by peace, by finding time in silence, by being calm, and therefore being able to see what's happening around, being able to feel the pulse, and by doing so, see the options and opportunities that there are wherever you are. ego. Ego is the false vision and awareness of the self. Transform it into wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to see and to understand, and even with humility, to step aside and allow the greater good to happen. Not me, but sharing goodness, sharing beauty, sharing generously in a wise way. Greed. Let me be generous. Let me share in the understanding that when I share that what I have received, of which I am the trustee, anything that I have just been entrusted with. There's nothing that only belongs to me. Whatever I have on a temporary basis during this short life on this planet Earth. And so let me share generously with everyone around me, knowing that the more I share, the more will come to me. It's a law, a dynamic that needs to be understood deeply. Attachment. Let me see others in their full individuality. Let me be pure in the awareness that I will not allow any vices to come into me, any demands, any negotiation. But let my intention be pure. My intention to have in mind the benefit of the other. Let me understand that I am a trustee at this time, and as such, I am entrusted by the Supreme to share the beauty and power, might of the Supreme with the whole world. Let my foundation of knowledge, my foundation of yoga, of connection with the Supreme, my foundation of service, of serving others, be such that it brings happiness to others. Let my life be such an example that others will want to live and to adopt that same dharma, those same way of life by themselves, because they can see the benefit that I have experienced by living life in a simple and yet enriched form. Let my foundation be in the awareness that I am a child of the Supreme. I'm a spiritual being, I'm a soul, but I belong to the family of souls. And that this belonging is the basis of being able to detach myself and being able to help and support others in moving forward. And in that opportunity, I'm able to rise myself to the highest and most elevated form I can be. Let me take the hand of the Supreme and let the Supreme guide me through this maze of difficulty, of treachery, of violence, of loss of life that we are experiencing. And let the Supreme guide me towards a world of goodness, a world of unity, of family, of gentleness, kindness, generosity, abundance. Because as we are, so the world around us. If I'm lucky enough to be safe while there is difficulty around, let me take the Father's hand, let me take the hand of the Supreme and rush to help others, for them to be safe, for them to feel healthy and wealthy and well. Build moments of stillness into your day-to-day life, even if they're just seconds. And in those seconds, go into the awareness of I, the soul, the being of light. And in those seconds, raise my awareness, raise my light, and find a way of bringing happiness to others. Let my light go beyond my physical awareness, my physical, immediate space. And let that light shine far beyond myself, into those places where people are suffering, where there is distress, and where there's need for hope at this time. Let me be a trustee. Let the Supreme entrust me of bringing goodness and generosity, share with generosity with the world around me. Let me be Om Shanti. Let me be in the awareness of I, the soul, the being of light, the bringer of peace, the one who is the embodiment of peace, sharing peace and harmony with the world. Let this peace, this harmony, this positive energy flow out into the world. Imagine to be like a lighthouse and share this light, the life of fraternity, of unity, of harmony, and of good wishes with the world. Om Shanti. Practice this again and again throughout the day. Don't miss the opportunity to share your positive vibration with the world. Connect with your soul, the being of light, in the center of your forehead, and raise your awareness to the Supreme. And then in that fire of yoga, purify the self and become the diamond that shares the light of knowledge, the light of peace and love with the world. And the divine will direct the light to where it needs to go and bring solace, bring happiness to those who need it most. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.